Hello viewers, this Not Too Fast here. In today's video, I'll be doing a repair on this 2013 Hyundai Genesis. Now if you look at the side mirror, you see the driver's side mirror is folded out, but the passenger mirror remains folded in. Now with these power folding mirrors, both mirrors should fold in and fold out at the same time. But as you can see, there's a problem with the passenger side one. The problem is actually caused by a broken gear inside the mirror. The repair is not too difficult, and I'll show you all the steps involved in replacing the broken part. So let's get started. So let me show you what happens when I try to unfold the mirror. As you can see, the driver's side will fold in, but not the passenger side. First thing is open up the door. Now you need to remove this plastic trim that you see around the door frame. Now if you look over here, you need to remove a plastic clip on the side of the panel. Here it is. Now carefully remove this trim. Use a plastic pry tool and pry this trim piece off. Now carefully lift this piece up. Now this vehicle has a tweeter. You need to disconnect the connector to the tweeter. Here's a look at the back side of this trim piece. And that push pin goes into that hole that you see here. Now remove the 3 10mm nuts that you see right here, and this is what holds the mirror in place. Before you remove the last nut, make sure you're holding the mirror so it doesn't drop out. Follow the wire from the mirror and you'll see a connector. Go ahead and disconnect this connector. Now you can remove the mirror. Now I have this mirror on a table. We'll begin disassembly. First thing we'll need to do is remove this mirror. What I'm going to do is push this mirror towards the right side here. What you want to do is get all 4 fingers behind the mirror and grab tightly on it and then pull it out. Now these 2 wires you see here is for the heater mirror. Go ahead and disconnect it. Just wiggle it a little bit. And here it is. And to show you how the mirror is attached to the motor, there are clips all the way around here. Now remove the 3 Phillips screws here. Turn the mirror to the bottom. And there's a cover here. Go ahead and remove this cover. Now when you remove this cover, be careful. You might scratch the edge, but it's on the bottom side, so really nobody's going to see it. Remove the 3 screws you see here. Now with this piece separated from the mirror, you see there's a screw here. Go ahead and remove that. Now we need to remove this trim piece you see right here. There are 4 screws here you need to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and disconnect the pedal light wire. and also the connector for the turn signal. This bottom plastic cover, you can remove it. Here it is. Go ahead and remove the turn signal. The motor assembly that fold and unfold the mirror is right here. We need to remove this. It's held in by 3 Phillips screws, 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and remove this plastic cover. I'm going to remove this clamp that's holding in this wire. There's some glue here, and I'm just going to remove this. And push this wire through and give more slack. Now we can lift this housing up and separate it from the motor. Looking at the motor housing, carefully separate the case. With the top case separated, now remove these 4 screws to get to the gears inside. So with the case open, right here you can see the gear is broken. So we need to replace this one. There's a brand new replacement gear. The part number on this is BGE552FBA and is labeled as a side mirror repair gear for Hyundai i30 Chevrolet Captiva. Now one thing nice about this gear, unlike the original one, is this piece is all metal, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. Here's a side-by-side look of the broken gear on the left side and the new one on the right. Now with the new gear, before you install it, put some grease on it. You can take some of the grease from the old gear and put it on. I also have a can of white grease I can spray into this gearbox. I'll close it back up. Reinstall the 4 screws. Put this top cover back on. Now remember the 2 long screws we pulled out? There are 2 nuts on the back of this housing here. So make sure you put these nuts back on before you install these screws. Now while you're doing all this work, if you accidentally pull this wire out of the motor assembly, remember to reinstall it, otherwise it will not work. Next, reinstall this bottom trim. Reconnect the power light. Reinstall the turn signal. Install the screw at the bottom here. Install the 4 screws here. Now I'm going to pull the cable back. Reinstall 3 screws at the bottom. Reinstall this clip. Now put this cover back on. Reinstall this trim. Install 3 screws. Reattach your mirror. Now push this mirror back on. Reinstall 3 nuts. Reconnect the connector. Now this time you want to test it out and make sure it works. Reinstall the trim and remember to reconnect the tweeter. And lastly, reinstall the pin on the side. And also make sure you can adjust the mirror. If the mirror is angled all the way to the right and you find that you cannot adjust it, just manually straighten that mirror by pushing the left side so it's not so extended to the right, and that'll get the motor engaged and you should be able to adjust the mirror after that. And lastly, make sure the turn signal works. And the repair is done. So if you own a 2009 to 2014 Genesis sedan and you're having a problem with the side folding mirror, most likely it's a broken gear inside. The replacement part is very inexpensive and you can fix it yourself in a couple of hours. For a list of tools and parts used in this video, check out the link below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.